All right, we'll start with Tim Bontemps.
Brad, I was curious with the combination of the amount of time left in the season and the battle in the standings with Miami. Do you treat these games anything more than regular season games? Are they more like playoff games, or is it just another one?
I mean, obviously, all these games that we're playing right now, all these games that Miami are playing right now, are really important for positioning heading into the postseason. I think that, as I said earlier, we were in that position. We've been in that position for a while where, we're going to be going back and forth. And I think it's really important to prepare well, to focus on what you can control. You can't dive in quite like a playoff series just because there's not the time. Obviously, you get home from Chicago late. You have an hour yesterday where we got a chance to focus and spend time on what we wanted to do today. So it's not quite the same. But certainly these games are awfully meaningful, and everybody knows it. Everybody feels it. And, we're going to have to play really well to have a chance to win. It's a very good team that is close to full.
Mark Murphy.
Hey, Brad, sometimes it gets said that if it was the playoffs, a player who's injured would be able to play and that you're being conservative. Is that what applies to Jaylen right now, or is he just sort of on a thin line with his ankle?
He's obviously out. We'll have, I was told, he's going to be out today, and we'll just have more information tomorrow, and, we'll figure it out from there. But, we got to focus on who is available and how we can best play. We need to play better than we did the other night. And that's that.
John Krause.
Brad, when it comes to Rob, is that more of a pain management thing for him moving forward?
Yeah, in a lot of cases, it's going to be how he feels, John. And there's a lot of, I understand, when you hear the phrase turf toe, unless you've had it, you may not realize how much discomfort that can be. I've had it. It's obviously not enjoyable. But, it'll be day to day. And we'll go from there. The inclination or where I am right now is I think he'll probably play today. But I think that there will be a lot of game time decisions over the next, however many games.
Chris Ryan.
Hey, Brad, you look at you guys and the Heat and how deep you guys went last year, obviously, and into the bubble. How much do you think is kind of a collective wear and tear on both of these teams, having gone that deep, the mental side of things, the physical side of things, and as you both find yourselves trying to get out of the play-in?
Well, again, first of all, our team's not the same. Their team's not the same either. They lost some guys, added some guys. They're different, but our team's definitely not last year's team. And so I think that we have never inside these walls felt that way, right? And I think that ultimately we've got to find the best version of ourselves in a new season with a new team. And, we've had challenges doing that along the way. And so I don't look at it as necessarily, one continuous season. It's been well documented. We thought it was going to start in January. Kimba sat for a while. That was part of that was a curveball that we've had to hit. But everybody's had to hit curveballs this year, and the Heat have too. The Heat have missed a lot of games with a lot of their players. We're getting them almost full. Obviously, no Oladipo, but when they have everyone, they're as deep a team as there is in the East with really good players. They're obviously exceptionally well coached. They do a lot of good things. But you start with Adebayo and Butler, but then when you start thinking about who could be off the bench for them in a playoff series and how many different variations of ways they could play, if they peak and hit at the right time, which it looks like they will, both with their play and with their health, they're going to be a real handful.
Final question for Coach Abby Chin.
Brad, today is also Tommy Heinsohn Day. Can you speak a little bit about what he has meant to the organization and also to you in your time in Boston?
Well, I said it, obviously when he passed, I don't know how many people over 6 decades could impact an organization and city with his, play, his coaching, his voice, calling the games, the way that he did. And tremendous person, not only loved listening to him and hearing him call games, but more so loved sitting in my office or closing the door, meeting him for lunch or talking to him on the phone, and just enjoyed his perspective. I just said this on Sean's show. I think that, the one thing is Tommy has been in media for a long time. He was a player for a long time, but he was a coach, and a really good one. And, I think I always appreciated he had great perspective, not only on the game, and he was obviously, loved to play fast and loved to play physical and loved to play a great style of ball, but he also had a great almost empathy for the players and empathy for the coaches of how long the season is and how challenging and how you have to ride the ups and downs. And so to have him as a resource and a sounding board was really nice. And it was, I've said this many times, when I first got here, when Tommy Heinsohn walks in, Havlicek walks in, Russell gets his statue, that's all in my first 8 weeks of coaching here. You're just constantly pinching yourself. Is this real? And he's one of the greats, and it's a great day to celebrate him, as any day would be.
All right, we'll wrap it up right there. Thanks, Coach.